Journal studio. I am Zach Dean. This is Chris Boyle. We are, believe it or not, 1 week away from the preseason kickoff classic. It feels like football practice just started, Chris, but we are that much closer to actually taking the field again on a Friday night.
Yeah, it's great to be back. It's been exciting to see all the teams went to 7 different camps in the span of 5 days.
It was a long week.
It was a long week, but lots of things we learned. Zach, what do you think is the most important thing that you saw out of this whole first week of camp?
It was something that kind of, I think, caught everybody off guard, including myself, and that is Blake Hinson announcing that not only is he returning to Deltona High, but he's also going to play football again. The sophomore receiver who had a fantastic year last year just adds such a different dimension to that offense. And I know everybody is ecstatic to get him back, obviously. You pair him with Trey Williams, Tremont Bright. That offense goes to a completely different level now for Deltona. And I think when he said he was coming back, it took me off guard. I know it took you off guard, but I think it's a pleasant surprise to everybody in this area.
It gives Ramel Harrell, the young quarterback, a 6'7" target. So
it's never bad to have that.
Yeah, worst case scenario, you've got a kid that can go up, win the football, an elite athlete that can really add a completely different dimension to Deltona's offense, one that they really thrived in last year. For me, there were so many different things that I saw. One of the more surprising things is just how big New Smyrna Beach's offensive line. This is an offensive line where the 5 starters are projected to average 286 pounds per player. You have Noah Kasinger at right tackle at 6'7", 310 pounds. Marquand Bivens, their left guard, is 6'3", about 290. Their right guard, Drew Peterson, is 6'2", 275, and Kevin Hubbard's raving about the style of play. He thinks it's the most improved unit they have on the team, and they've got a lot of smaller players that can sneak in behind those guys. And you know what? New Smyrna was only a handful of points behind Deltona. They lost in a Hail Mary last year. Yeah. It's a team that they feel that they're being overlooked. They feel that they're being disrespected, and maybe so. And we'll see how it plays out on the field. And, of course, the kickoff classics start on Thursday. We've got a game at Kansas against Clay. Next week, what's the game you're most looking forward to?
Yeah, I think it's probably the best game in this area on the schedule next week, or one of them. It's University and DeLand. Obviously, great rivalry there, and we get to come out of the gates with those two. Not a lot of good blood between those teams. I've seen some Twitter beef over the past couple of weeks. You got the Bruton brothers on one side. You got Jemison coming back at quarterback. On the other side for University, one of the best, if not the best, offenses in this area with Lingard, Mickens, Cody Braden at quarterback, Coleman catching balls out wide. That's going to be a clash of, I think, two of the better teams in this area. If DeLand can come out of the gates and beat University, I think it would be a huge statement game for them. What are you looking at?
I think one of the more underrated games, Lake Brantley and Spruce Creek. I really want to see Spruce Creek, how they've evolved through the summer into the fall. I really want to see what their defense is able to do against the triple option. It's obviously a game plan that's a 1 week thing, and for Creek, they're going to throw it right out of the playbook after this. But Lake Brantley's got a running back in Trace Christian who's pursued by a whole bunch of Division I programs. And they're going to be really tough to stop. Even with George Clayton, their coach, longtime coach, having retired, they're still going to keep that offense in place. So it's a tough ask for a very experienced defensive unit in Spruce Creek.
Yeah, and that Creek offense is going to be interesting to see how they do. 10 new starters. You got Minkler, the only returning guy, so it's going to be fun to watch them. We are 1 week away now from football returning to the area. School started in some areas on Wednesday. It starts for everybody else on Monday, and then next Friday night, Chris, we are back on the football field. So we'll see you next week. I'm Zach Dean. This is Chris Boyle. Football season right around the corner. We'll see you next week.